the idea of obliterating valuable sites is not considered useful, meaning they'll just use psychotronic weapons and they'll use neutron bombs, and they can just, they can just zap people with energy and leave the buildings. People are worried about more potentials for America, New World Order domination. The seeking for inner knowledge would take root in those who are seeking, aided by the wanderers, whether it's Sisters of Sorrow, who remember their calling, which means not all wanderers remember their calling.
Any soul coming in since 1985, really I would say 1980, is an old soul. They are here to fight, but in a way that you don't even understand. They are here to reawaken you, to help get guidance, and they all must be centered. You cannot leave those souls alone. They did not come here to be left alone. If you leave them alone, they will come into the maturity of the animal body, and they will fight and kill. They have done it before. They will do it again. If you guide them, they will not be abused by computers. They master computers. In fact, it kicks in their neuron centers faster. The sounds that you hear on the air in rap, the rap is only the soul that is very angry, and it needs to be angry because it needs that strength of, again, the, the gland of fight and flight. Can't think of the gland right now I'm talking about. It needs that kind of a quickening and awakening. But it also needs a time for peace and quiet. And you will find once they go through that, they suddenly fall asleep, and they sleep very deeply, because that is also to bring balance. But mark my word, none of these children are weak. These children are strong beyond belief, and they can take things that you could not take. That's why they chose this time of birth.
One of the major weapons, which is psychotronic group. This is not the only. This is a collection of weapons that would kill bodies, not properties and infrastructure.
Do you know what's the biggest power in the world? What gives you the biggest power in the world? Not weapons, not wealth, not even leadership of major countries. The biggest power in the world is to be able to control other people's minds. Great revolutionaries have achieved it. Religious leaders have achieved it. And now China wants to achieve it. How? By building what they're calling brain-controlled weapons. This is not science fiction. It's legend. This is the latest threat from China, brain-controlled weapons. They're doing everything, gene editing, creating super soldiers, running propaganda campaigns, waging narrative wars, basically changing the nature of warfare to control your mind.
On the ground along Central America's Darien Gap shows hundreds of military-aged Chinese men headed toward the U.S. Anthony Rubin owns muckraker.com, took that video, and joins me now. Anthony, thanks for being here. Why are they coming? Are they seeking no problem. Why are they coming? Are they seeking asylum or something potentially more nefarious?
I mean, listen, I'm not here to speculate. I'm going to let your audience watch the video, and you guys can come to your own conclusion. I don't really want to get into all that, but the video speaks for itself. I think I put two of, showing the line of these military-age males that are lining up to get on these buses to come up here. That's happening every day, multiple times a day down there. So, again, I'm not going to speculate. If you have a more specific question, we'll get into that. It certainly doesn't look good. I'll tell you that much. It certainly doesn't look good.
Just from a geography perspective, I'll press you on that. If they wanted to come to America, which is here, from China, which is here, why would they come through Latin America, which is all the way down there, and much more indirect?
Right. So, I mean, this would be for people who can't fly into the U.S. directly. So what they do is they get on a plane and they fly into some South American country. Then from there, they would go to Colombia, they would go across the jungle, Panama, and then they would head up to the United States. But this is going to be for people that can't fly into the U.S. directly, because you're correct, it wouldn't make sense. You'd rather just fly into the U.S. and overstay your visa. This is for people that don't have that access for whatever reason.
From January to March, there were 2,200 Chinese migrants who crossed the Darien Gap. In the same 3-month span last year, only 71 Chinese migrants were recorded.
China has created a replica of the sun using nuclear technology. Sounds absurd, doesn't it? But it's true. However, this development raises concerns about whether China can handle the consequences of such a feat, and if there is a possibility of things going wrong. The Chinese have always been a powerhouse of innovation, but they have dramatically proven their technological abilities by launching their own artificial sun into the sky. Join us as we delve deeper into the groundbreaking invention of the Chinese sun.
Psychotronic group used experimentally, causing alternations in wind and weather.
Korea and some wild new claims about the country's military capabilities. The government there released images supposedly showing a new underwater nuclear device that the leadership says could create, get this, what it calls a radioactive tsunami.
Well, we know about that. Dennis Kucinich had a bill to Congress about prohibiting weather warfare. It's been going on a long time, and it's very, very active now, and it's been going on. It's responsible for quite a lot of the Earth changes. And in fact, I'll find it at some point, but Ra even made the direct comment that the Earth changes we see are a combination of genuine Earth changes, the heating effect, as well as the use of these technologies. And that's how every Earth change, I think, needs to be considered as both. So Ra saying, using this to create alternations in weather resulting in famine, maybe global famine. And that is also a potential New World Order plan in the future. Although, again, we're already in 2010, and the most extreme things that people predicted haven't happened. And they say there would then be what the Russians hope to be a bloodless invasion of their personnel. Now, I really don't think that's on their plan now. But what if America has an economic collapse and fragments into sections and regions? Then Russia and China may well choose to move in. And there was a military planner advisor who predicted the breakup of America into regions and different portions going to other blocks. North to Canada, south to Mexico, east to the European Union, west to China and Russia.
President Biden today meeting with the leaders of Mexico and Canada amid a record-breaking influx of migrants crossing into the U.S.
Our entire hemisphere is experiencing unprecedented levels of migration, greater than any time in history.
The White House says the leaders will now share more information to combat drug trafficking and make it easier for migrants to apply for asylum before they reach the U.S. The Biden administration recently announced they will send as many as 30,000 migrants per month who are unlawfully from 4 countries back to Mexico.
They live in a space station that lies on the Earth's orbit, called Elysium. Elysium is a utopian city with no sadness or sickness. It has all kinds of luxurious resources, and among them, the most important is the facility of medbay. Medbays are privately owned medical chambers that can instantly heal any disease known to humanity, or any form of physical injury. While life on Elysium is magical, life on the Earth is the exact opposite. People are governed by mindless robot police who beat them in the name of the zero-tolerance policy.